Learn Spanish naturally. Aprende español de forma natural. Pronombres personales. Personal pronouns. Hello. In this video of our series on gramática, grammar, we'll review personal pronouns in Spanish. Yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos, ellas. Learning the pronouns is the first step towards using verbs and forming sentences. Although the focus of this video is not on pronunciation, repeating the words in Spanish each time you hear them will help you to recognize the sound of the pronouns in Spanish and to associate their written form with that sound. Personal pronouns in Spanish are roughly equivalent to the pronouns we use in English. Yo, I. Tú, you. Usted, you. Él, he or it. Ella, she or it. Nosotros, we. Nosotras, we. Ustedes, you. Ellos, they. Ellas, they. But as you can see, there are some differences, which we will now review. Yo. The only thing to remember is that unlike I, in Spanish, yo does not have to be capitalized. It will only be written with a capital Y when yo is at the beginning of a sentence. Tú. Usted. Just like English used to distinguish between you and thou a long time ago, in Spanish there are two different pronouns which mean you, tú and usted. Tú is an informal or familiar way of addressing a person and should be used among people who know each other outside of formal situations. Classmates, siblings, and friends are all examples of people who would address each other with tú. Usted is a formal or polite way of addressing a person. Usted is used as a sign of respect. At a work interview or when addressing an elder person, you would use usted, not tú. Él. Ella. Él is the equivalent of he, and ella is the equivalent of she. However, there is no equivalent to it. In Spanish, nouns always have a gender, either male or female. Thus, it will be either él or ella, depending on the sentence being translated. Nosotros. Nosotras. Both nosotros and nosotras mean we. Basically, when referring to a group of males, nosotros would be used. For females, nosotras would be the appropriate word. Note, however, that Spanish is still a bit traditional, and for mixed groups with both males and females, nosotros is the proper pronoun. Ustedes. Ustedes is a fairly straightforward equivalent to you when referring to more than one person. If you were referring to just one person, you would use tú or usted, as we discussed earlier. Ellos. Ellas. Just like in we, which becomes nosotros or nosotras, depending on the gender, the pronoun they will become ellos when referring to the male gender and ellas for the female gender. Once more, for mixed groups of females and males, ellos will be used. To wrap up, it's important to note that the common practice in Spanish is to omit the pronoun from a sentence. For example, the phrase I run fast could be translated into Spanish as yo corro rápido, where yo is the equivalent to I, but it could also be translated without the yo as corro rápido, where yo is actually omitted. This last way of conjugating is the more common one, in both spoken and written Spanish, and is just as valid. Now that you are familiar with pronouns in Spanish, you are ready to start learning how to use verbs. Look for our grammar videos on the verb ser, to be, and on conjugating verbs to learn and practice how to use verbs in Spanish. Gracias por ver este video sobre los pronombres personales en español. Thank you for watching this video on personal pronouns in Spanish. We hope you will enjoy the rest of the series on learning Spanish naturally. Leave us a comment if you have any suggestions or questions. If you liked the video, let us know. Like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. See you on our next video. So long. Hasta la próxima.